Good morning, students. In the last class, we have studied about the what is law of demand, meaning and assumption of law of demand. Law of demand states that there is negative relation between the price and the quantity demand of a commodity, and we have taken the other factor remaining constant. There will be no change in the other factor. We will study only the relation between the two, that is price and the quantity demanded. When the price of the any commodity is increases, the demand for the that commodity is decreases. When the price of the commodity is decreases, then the quantity demanded for the commodity is increases. So in that we will discuss the explanation of law of demand into two, individual and market. And in individual, it is further divided into two, individual demand schedule and the individual demand curve. In the market, it is also further divided into two, that is market demand schedule and the market demand curve, in which we have only studied about the what is individual measure, okay, in which we show that the other things being equal, when it is also there is negative relationship between the price of the commodity and the quantity demanded by an individual household in a market. When price of the X commodity rises, quantity demanded for the X commodity will be fall. When the price of the X commodity is falls, then the quantity demanded of the X commodity is rises. We show the relation that the here you show that the other thing being equal, D is the function of price of the X commodity, price of the related goods, income of the consumer, taste and preference, and expectation about the price change in future. So when we study about the relationship between the two, we have taken all these things constant. There will be no change. So there will be no change in the price of the related good, there is no change in the income of the consumer, there is no change in the taste and preference of the consumer, that is this one, and there is no change in the price expectation about the price change in future, okay. We will take all these things constant. We will study only the relation between the two, that is demand of the X commodity is totally depend upon the price of the X commodity. So today we are going to study the law with the help of individual demand schedule and individual demand curve. Okay, let's start. What is individual demand schedule? It is the tabular presentation of the negative relation between the price of the X commodity and the quantity demanded by an individual household, that means consumer, single or individual consumer, okay. We see the relation. We provide the tabular presentation of the data. Data is related to it shows the negative relation between the price of the X commodity and the quantity demanded of the X commodity by an individual, other things being equal. We have taken other things being equal. In other things, all the factors are the remaining constant, and all the factors are the price of the related goods, income of the consumer, expectation about the price in future, as well as taste and preference of the consumer. So we will take some data. It is the price of the X commodity price, and it is the quantity demanded of the X commodity. See, when the price of the X commodity is 10, then the quantity demanded of the X commodity is 5. When the price of the X commodity increases 10 to 20, then the quantity demanded is decreases. When the price of the commodity is increases from 10 to 20, means it is increases, then the quantity demanded of the X commodity is decreases from 1 and it is from 10. Then again when the price of the commodity 20 to 30, it is up to increases 10 and the quantity demanded is decreases 1. When the price increases from 30 to 40, the quantity demanded decreases from 3 to 2, 3 to 2, that is 1. And when the price of the X commodity increases from 40 to 50, that is 10, then again quantity demanded decreases up to 1. What it shows? It shows when price of X commodity increases, then the quantity demanded will be decreases. It shows the law of demand. It shows the negative relation between the price and quantity demanded. And when we talk about the individual demand, it shows the negative relation between the price and quantity demanded. When the price of the commodity is increases, then the quantity demanded by any consumer will be decreases. So it shows the negative relation between the price and the quantity demanded. Now see, in table 3.1 indicate it relation between the price and quantity demanded of a commodity. It shows when price of a commodity X is 10, then the quantity demanded is 5. As price rises up to 50, then the quantity demanded falls to 1. It is false and prices increases. When the price increases, quantity demanded will be decreases. So now we will draw a demand curve. It shows the graphical presentation of individual demand schedule, that is, it shows the negative relation between the price and the quantity demanded of X commodity by an individual household, that is consumer, other things being equal. We have taken other factors constant. In figure 3.1, see the figure 3.1, we have taken the quantity demanded on x-axis and price on the y-axis and quantity demanded on the x-axis. So what we will do, we put all the point on that diagram, that is 10. When the price is 10, quantity demanded is 5. When price is 10, quantity demanded is 5. When price is 10, when price is 10, quantity demanded 5. When price is 20, it shows the negative relation, and when the price reach up to the 50, then the quantity demanded is 1. So we get all the point. We get the point at 51, 42, 33, 24, 10, 1. We get these points and draw a curve. So it is called the demand curve, that is we write it DD, that means demand curve. So it shows the negative relation, that means when price increases, demand will be decreases, and it then the demand curve is negatively sloped, because it shows the negative relation between the both of them, that is price and quantity demanded. So that curve is downward sloping. When the price of the one commodity increases, quantity demanded of that commodity is decreases. That's why the curve is downward sloping, and it shows the negative relation between the price and quantity demanded. Okay, sorry. Now the next is market measure. Till now we have studied the individual measure. Now we move to the next measure, that is market measure. Law of demand states that negative relation between the price and quantity demanded of a commodity by all consumer in the market. Okay, other things being equal. When we studied about the individual measure, we have taken the negative relation between the price and quantity demanded of a consumer by an individual. Means we talk about the single consumer or individual, but when we talk about the market measure, we have taken all consumer in a market. Okay, we have taken all. We are talking about the all consumer, not individual. When we studied about the individual, we have taken the demand of single consumer, but when we studied about the market measure, we have taken the demand of the all consumer which were uh, present in the market, and we have also taken that the other things remaining constant. It shows that the aggregate demand all the consumer in the market at the different prices. Okay, what it shows the aggregate demand. Aggregate means total. It shows the total demand of the any commodity by the all the consumer in the market who are present in the market at the different price. When the price are the different, what are the demand of the consumer at the different prices, it is called the market measure. When the Px, that means price of the X commodity rises, Qx falls, means quantity of the X commodity falls, and vice versa, means when the price of the X commodity falls, quantity of the X commodity will be rise. So here we have taken the other things being equal assumption that demand is a function of function of price of the X commodity, uh, price of the related good, income of the consumer, taste and preference of the consumer, expectation about the price in the future. And see the what is N here. N is population. Okay, population. Y is distribution of income, and season and climate. S shows season and climate. It YD is distribution of income, and N shows population of country. Okay, in this we have seen that the other things remaining constant. We have taken all these things constant. We study only about only these two. Demand is the function of price of the X commodity, and it will be constant. So price of the related good, there will be no change in the price of the related good. There will be no change in the income of the consumer. There is no change in the taste and preference of the consumer. There is no change in the expectation about the price in the future. There is no change in the distribution of the income. There is no change in the market size or size of population. Population also will be taken as the constant. And there is no change in the season and climate. Okay, all these variable, all these factor will not change. We have studied only the relation between the two, that is price and the quantity demanded. Okay, now there is explanation of the law with the help of market demand schedule and the market demand curve. We have also taken same like the individual demand schedule and the individual demand curve. We have taken also for the market demand schedule and the market demand curve. Now let's have some schedule. What it is the market demand schedule. It is the tabular presentation of the negative relation between the price of the X commodity and the quantity demanded of the X by all the consumer in the market. All the consumer means कि whatever different all the consumer which are present in the market. We are here we are talking about the aggregate demand, mean total demand of the economy. Okay, other things being equal, we have already seen that the we will take the other things remaining constant. So let us assume that there are three consumer. Okay, here we are see in economics, in every step we have taken the some assumption. Okay, so you can't ever think about economics before taking any assumption. Okay, in every step you have to take some assumption. Can you imagine here we are talking about the market demand and we are taking only three, that is A, B and C, because the market is vast as well as so much expand. We cannot take all the things together. So we have taken the assumption that in market there are only three consumer, that is A, B and C, and we have taken the demand of the all these three consumer. Okay, now the price of the commodity is given. The quantity demanded by X, quantity demanded of the X commodity by A consumer. The consumer is A. We have taken the anyone, that is Ria, Rishit and anyone Garima. Okay, these are all are the consumer. Okay, it is up to you. You can take XYZ, ABC, anything. Here we are assuming. So the price of the X commodity is, it is given here. Quantity demanded of the X commodity by A consumer, it is here. Quantity demanded by the X commodity by the B consumer, it is here. And the quantity demanded of the X commodity by the C consumer, it is given. And we have taken all these things together. First of all, taken these. When the price of the per unit price is, we have taken, when the price is 10, the quantity demanded is 8 by A, quantity demanded by B is 10, and the quantity demanded by C is 12. When the price increases up to 20, then the quantity demanded is 6 by A, 8 by B and 12 by C. When price is 30, it is 4, 6, 8. When price is 40, it is 2, 4, 6. And when price is 50, it is 0, 2 and 4. Okay, so it shows the when the price is falls, the demand of the consumer is rises. See the difference. The demand is rises when the price is 10, and when the price is 50, the demand is 0 to 4. The demand will be fall. So here we how we find out the market demand. We sum up the all these three. 8 plus 10 plus 12, we get the 30. It is market demand. So it is called the aggregate demand. Aggregate demand means total demand, the total demand of the all the consumer who are present in the market. And 24, 6 plus 8 plus 10, 4 plus 6 plus 8, 2 plus 4 plus 6, 12, 0 plus 2 plus 4, that is 6. So here we get the market demand, that is Q, quantity demanded by A consumer, quantity demanded by B consumer, quantity demanded by C consumer. Then we add all these things, we get the market demand. Okay, now see, market demand is obtained by adding demand of household A, household B and household C at different prices. Okay, these all are the prices. Referring to table 3.2, market demand falls from 30 unit to 24 unit when price rises from 10 to 20. Okay, see what it says. It says market demand falls from 30 to 12. It falls because when the price rises 10 to 20, when price rises, market demand falls, and from the 20 and so on. It is also false because here the price is rises. Market demand schedule shows inverse relation between the price and the quantity demanded, other things being equal. We have taken the other thing remaining constant. We study only the relation between the price and the quantity demanded. Okay, now we will put all these price and market demand on the diagram. Okay, market demand curve. It is a graphical presentation of the negative relation between the price of the X commodity and quantity demanded by all the consumer in a market, other thing remaining equal. Okay, we have present the graphical presentation of the negative relation between the price and the quantity demanded by the all the consumer who are present in the market. And we have also taken, we can't forget that line, that other things being equal, other factor will not be changed. From figure 3.2, it is clear that the market demand curve is negatively sloped. It is obtained from the horizontal summation of the individual demand curve A, B and C. For example, at price OP, okay, for example, at price OP, that means 30 per unit. The market PQM, PQM is PQM, this is point PQM, 18 units, horizontal summation of 18 units, here 18 units, horizontal summation of individual demand by 3 buyers, that is PQA, PQB at 6 and PQC at 8 unit. Okay, then when price rises from 10 to 50, demand in the market from falls from 30 to 6 unit, then demand will be fall from the 30 to 6 unit of the commodity. Okay, what it shows, we have taken all these things, quantity, this one, and draw individual demand curve. Okay, then what we do the when we sum up all these things, sum up and draw a single market demand, then we draw the market demand curve. Here we have taken the QA for the quantity demanded by the A consumer, QB quantity demanded by the B consumer, QC is quantity demanded by the C consumer. When we add the values, we get this market demand curve. It shows the summation of all these things and we get the curve, that is market demand. Okay, got it or not? Yes, I think you got all these things. It is only the we draw first of all we draw the individual demand curve, that the data says that one, and the last market demand curve we show the relation between the price and the market demand. So we draw this line, okay, this line, it show the market demand curve, nothing more than that. Now next topic is what is demand curve and its slope. Okay, slope of a curve is defined as the amount of change in the variable measured on the vertical y axis with respect to change in the variable measured on the horizontal axis between the 2 points of the curve. Okay, if the ratio has a negative value, the curve is downward sloping from left to right. Since demand curve has a negative relation between the price of the good and its demand, the slope of the demand curve is negative and its slope from left to right. Okay, what it says, see, slope of a curve, any slope of a curve, it defines the amount of change in the variable measured on the vertical. Okay, it shows the relation, it shows the change, how much whatever we have taken on the vertical axis, how much it changes, how much amount of change it changes with respect to change with the x axis. It is totally related to each other, that the amount of change in the variable, whatever the variable we have taken on the y axis, amount of change in the variable which is measured on the y axis with respect to change in the variable which we have taken on the horizontal x axis. So it shows the slope of a curve, shows the amount of change which we have taken on the y axis with respect to the amount of change with in the variable or the whatever we have taken on the horizontal x-axis between the 2 points of the curve. Okay, whatever we have taken the whatever we have taken the 2 points, it shows the relation, it shows the changes, amount of changes in the between the curve. If the ratio has a negative value, that means if we get the value in negative, so that the curve is downward sloping, it will go downward and from left to right. Since demand curve present negative relation, it shows the negative relation, price of a good and demand, so the slope of a demand curve is downward sloping. Okay, we know very well that the demand curve is show the negative relation between the whatever we have taken on the y-axis and with respect to whatever we have taken on the x-axis. So it shows the negative relation between the price of the x commodity and the quantity demanded of the x commodity, so that slope of the demand curve is negative and it slope from left to right or downward sloping. Okay, now demand curve may be straight line or curved line. Okay, it also says that the demand curve is also straight line or demand curve is also curved. Okay, it may change it. Straight line demand curve, the slope of straight line demand curve, that is delta y upon delta x. Delta y upon delta x means change in y to the change in x is constant throughout. That means throughout time the change in y to the change in x will be the constant. It means that the change in quantity demanded due to change in price of the commodity in opposite direction in same proportion. That we have taken the example, that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It shows the delta y every time it changes 10 and every time it changes 1. For that condition it is constant. For that the demand curve will be straight. Okay, yes, in the are in the opposite direction and same proportion, hence slope of the demand curve from point A to B is same as the slope from point B to C and so on. See this point, the slope point A to B and it is same as the slope of the from point to B to C, because the change in the y to the change in x is constant throughout and it shows the negative relation, and changes among the both of them is same proportion. That we have taken that the 10, 20, 30, 40 or 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, the changes, that's it always in the same proportion, and that is 10, and it changes in the same proportion, that is 1. That's why the demand curve is straight line. Okay, now next is curved line or hyperbola or non-linear. When the demand curve is curved line or hyperbola or non-linear, okay, the slope of demand curve delta y upon delta x is changing as it is a curved line or hyperbola. Okay, here change in demand of a commodity due to change in price of a commodity is in opposite direction and the variable proportion. For example, we have taken that the 10, 12, 16, 24, 30. Okay, the changes is 2, 4, 8, 6. It is not constant, it is not in same proportion. Then we have taken the quantity, that is here we have taken the 2, here we have taken the 90, 48, 32, 12. So the quantity demanded is also not changes in same proportion. It changes in the variable. At that condition the curve will be curved, or the hyperbola or the non-linear. Non-linear means it is not in straight line, it is in the curve. A slope of demand curve from point A to point B is different from the slope measured from point B to C. See the difference between the changes which is occurring from point A to B is differ from point B to C, because the changes which are occurs in delta y, that means which we have taken on the vertical axis, that means price, and delta x which we have taken on the x axis, that is quantity. So the changes occur in the the changes occur in the price, that is delta y, and changes occurs in the quantity, that is delta x. It is not in same proportion. That's why the curve is, it is already in opposite direction, but it will always in variable proportion. That's why the curve is curved line. The curve is curved line, hyperbola, or non-linear. Okay, it is all about the today's class, in which what we have studied the individual demand schedule, individual demand curve, market demand schedule, market demand curve, what is demand curve and its slope. The demand curve may be a straight line or may be curved line. Okay, so thank you.